What's up, guys? It's Alan Howard. In today's video, I want to talk about how to become a digital nomad, really the framework and help clarify the path from going from a 9-to-5 job or a struggling freelancer to becoming a digital nomad. A little bit about me before I get into it. I've been a digital nomad for the past 5 years. I'm currently in Medellin, Colombia right now. I'll show you guys a couple clips of the apartment here. And that is one of the great things about being a digital nomad is the ability to travel where you want, to see the world, to see some incredible places. And so let's get into it right now. All right, guys, so the first thing that I see most people struggling with when they're wanting to become a digital nomad is where to start, right? There's so many different options. Do I learn a new skill? Do I develop a drop shipping site? Do I do e-commerce? Do I learn web development? It's hard to know the right path, and that's one of the biggest struggles I see, and it was actually the biggest struggle for me 5 years ago when I became a remote worker, and then 3 years ago when I became a digital nomad full-time. And one of the best places to start, and actually the only place to start in my opinion, is you first have to understand what you are passionate about and what you care about. And the reason why this is so powerful is it creates clarity. It allows you to know what type of work is the right work for you to do. Because what I don't want to happen is I don't want you guys to get in a situation of golden handcuffs. And so what do I mean by that? I mean, you've left your job or you decide to become a digital nomad, you start working online, but you're doing work that you hate. It's taking all your time and therefore taking away your freedom. And I got caught in that when I first became a digital nomad, and I want to save other people from doing that. So the first place to start is to understand what it is that you're passionate about, what is the right type of work for your personality type and for you. And typically the best place to be able to learn this is by doing personality tests. So one of the things I'm going to put below in the comments is an ebook called the Where to Start Online Blueprint. And this is really the first place that you guys can start online. This is free information. I'm not selling anything. I just want to be able to help you guys out, save you a lot of time from the last 5 years and what I learned, and don't do the same mistakes I did. So that's a great place to start. You want to look at your personality type. You want to look at the different roles in jobs that are really going to fit that personality type, right? Are you going to be a good web designer? Should you create an affiliate website? Should you do something like e-commerce? Understanding what's really going to mesh with your passion and your purpose is going to allow you to simplify your digital nomad path. The next thing that's really important for you guys to understand is the 3 types of freedom that a digital nomad may or may not have. The very first freedom is time freedom, right? This is the most important one. Typically, when you become a remote worker or a digital nomad, you start to get time freedom, right? You get the ability to work online from your laptop. The next one is location freedom, and the third one is financial freedom. And so being aware of the 3 different freedoms and how important each one is to you is so key for understanding this. And so I want to really outline those for you guys again. The first one is time freedom, the freedom to be able to work when you want. The next one is location freedom, the freedom to be able to work where you want in the world, location-wise. And the third one is financial freedom, the ability to go where you want in the world, and also to be able to have the funds to have the lifestyle that you want. And so a lot of beginning digital nomads aren't aware of these 3 freedoms, and it really hinders them in being able to find the life and the happiness that they really like. And so that's why I want to bring it up to you guys. This will really help you there. Looking at some of your options when you are becoming a digital nomad. Typically, digital nomads are broken into 3 different categories. The first one is a remote worker. So a remote worker is someone who has a job typically in the US or the UK, somewhere in Europe, maybe even Australia, and they have the ability to be able to work where they want. So the location is not that important for them to be able to work online, and so they travel the world. And this is great. This is how I started my career as a digital nomad. I was working for a US company. I moved to Europe, and I loved it. I remember my first week being a digital nomad. I was sitting in a cafe in Italy and just really embracing the culture. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about being a digital nomad is the incredible experiences and culture you get to have. And so I was there, I was sitting in this cafe, I was loving it, and I eventually moved to Sweden. That became kind of my home base for the summer. But one thing I quickly found when I was in Sweden is everyone was going out to party and I was making new friends and they were inviting me out on a boat. And I couldn't go because I had to be by my computer at 12 o'clock California time, which was late in the evening for Sweden. And so I couldn't be there. And that's when I realized that I had location freedom, but I didn't have time freedom. And so that is why it's so important to understand, are you picking a career? Are you going down a career path that will give you time freedom as well? And so what I learned with my remote job is you typically don't have time freedom. I didn't have time freedom, and I eventually decided to become a full digital nomad. I became a freelancer next, and that is really the next thing I want to talk about, being a freelancer. So what does a freelancer offer you? This is where you find jobs online. Typically you have a skill, something like web design, web development, photography, video editing, digital marketing, and you go to websites like Freelancer, Upwork, People Per Hour, Fiverr, all these different websites, and you go out there looking for jobs and using your skill and giving it to the market. And so I became a freelancer. I did digital marketing, and what I found is it gave me back my time freedom. I was able to move to Buenos Aires, Argentina. I was on a different time zone. I still had the ability to be able to make money online. But what I quickly found out when I was in Buenos Aires is that I did not have the third freedom, which typically becomes the most important, and that is financial. And so I was a freelancer for about 1.5 years, but the whole time I was spending my time trying to make enough money to be able to keep myself afloat, to be able to buy the next plane ticket. And that is when I realized I need to sort out this financial freedom thing. And I started looking at what is work online that can help me make more money. And that's when I started looking at online businesses. And probably like you, I was looking at things like affiliate marketing, drop shipping, all these different career paths, creating a YouTube channel, and I didn't really know where to start. And so I made a mistake. I started in e-commerce drop shipping, and I worked really hard at it for about 1.5 years, worked my tail off, and what I realized is I ended up having golden handcuffs, meaning I was able to make good money, but I didn't like the work I was doing. And so it gave me back my financial freedom, it gave me my time freedom, it gave me my location freedom, but it didn't give me the fourth freedom, the bonus freedom, and that is it didn't give me happiness. It didn't give me passion in the work that I wanted. And so that is why when I started this video, I mentioned you guys, this is the most important thing, and it's what I talk about in the guide below, is finding work that you truly love and care about first. And so I ended up selling that business and then traveling to the Amazon. I spent a month there living with the tribe, and that was the passion to start my real business that I care about, and that is my agency. And so understanding these different freedoms, understanding your options when you're working online. Do you want to become a remote worker? There's a lot of remote job sites out there. I'll put some on the screen right now. Do you want to become a freelancer that's developing a skill set and then offering it to the market? Or do you want to become an online business owner, which ultimately creates the most freedom if you can be successful in it? And so understanding which path is right for you is super important. But before that, understanding which type of work is going to bring you real passion, I think, is the number one place to start. So I'm not going to tell you to go do affiliate marketing. I'm not going to tell you to go do drop shipping or any of that. I first want you guys to understand what is work that you're really going to care about and love. And from there, you can have the freedom to travel the world and see amazing places. And just one final note I want to leave you guys with is, this lifestyle, it really is incredible that today, in today's age, we have the freedom to be able to go to different countries, to explore new cultures, and to actually do it. And for a long time, I didn't believe I had the abilities, or, I wasn't confident. I didn't think I was smart enough to go and do this, but I truly believe that anyone can figure this out. And I truly believe that every one of us deserves an incredible life. So if you guys are exploring this, take action, commit to doing it, go all in. Grab the guide I have below. I'm not selling anything in it. I just want to be able to help you guys figure out this path. And thank you so much.